much for being here. Thank you so much for introducing this initiative. Thank you, the United States of America, for showing the people in Virginia that you care enough about the air quality around us to come here and solicit our opinions. Because I promise you, behind me is another group of people who want to hear about it. Behind me, in the government of Henrico, they don't want to hear about the problems created by these greenhouse gases. Thank you for coming and speaking to us. I hear what the doctor has to say. I know exactly what she's talking about. I have 3 children here in Henrico. We moved here from the state of Washington, a state where when you wanted something done for the environment, all you did was ask. And people gathered, they made it happen. When I moved here 10 years ago, and my children began to get sick, unable to breathe, they said, "You're on your own. This is not our problem." When I went to the school after I was called in, and I'm a freelancer, I'm one of those lucky people who doesn't have to be at a 9-to-5 job every day. When the school calls me in to make sure that I have the right amount of albuterol, the nebulizer mask that I'm going to put on my kids, make sure that they have the inhaler supply in the nurse's office, which, by the way, I have to buy 3 extra supplies in order to keep them at the school so that my child can breathe. I have to tell you, it's time-consuming. It boggles your mind when your child just simply can't breathe the air that's around you. I want to tell you that I go to the doctor regularly, to the asthma doctor, to the pediatrician. I want to tell you that we go to the emergency visits. We've had, the emergency crew come into our house to put a breather on my child to make sure that she was going to make it through the night. I've stayed up in my bathroom every night, making sure that the steam was clouded in my room. And I got to say, to the man from Old Dominion who wants to make this about the rural versus the urban setting, I guarantee you that a lot of those people who can't afford to pay their bills for the electricity are having to choose between the medication that they need to help their kids to be able to breathe during the night. And it's not cheap. We had an HSA for the past couple of years. It was $1,200 for a 3-month supply of medication for one of my children. That didn't even include me. Guess what? When the medical people come to town, when they have initiatives, I'm not there. I'm here. I want to stop the effects of the carbon and the greenhouse gases. I want to stop that at the source. So then people can breathe again. Children can breathe. It just blows my mind that Henrico County doesn't care enough to move forward with this initiative without question. And it's not just the people in the urban settings. It's the people in the rural settings who can't breathe the air that we have here in Virginia. When we first moved here, my husband and I bought wind credits through Dominion Power Company. We thought, well, maybe we can make a difference by buying wind or solar credits through the electric company. And when we did that for over a year. We got nothing from it. We found out eventually that the wind credits were going out of state to pay for solar and wind farms somewhere else. It wasn't coming to Virginia. It wasn't helping Virginia to grow and change and embrace, these clean air initiatives. So I guess, for me, it's wrong to pit people against each other because we really are talking about having salvation for the human race and not just a certain segment of our population. And, I'm from both. I'm from farmers, I'm from, industrial, and it's not right for you to play that game with people, especially not here in Henrico. And I think that's it. Thank you again for being here.
Scott Jordan.
I'm Scott Jordan. I'm a Henrico resident. This will be quick. I just want to say that I support CPP and the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative as our way forward. They've got their track record proves that it can work.
Thank you. Erica Gray.
Hi, my name is Erica Gray. I am a mother and a grandmother, and I'm also with the Sierra Club, Virginia chapter. I am their nuclear chair on nuclear issues here in Virginia. I hear mentioning of cost, but I can tell you right now that the nuclear industry is not happy that they haven't had more favor with the Clean Energy Plan. And one of the main reasons is because its waste is simply unmanageable. We also have seen this ongoing nuclear disaster in Fukushima, Japan, where 300 tons of radioactive water have been entering into the Pacific every day for 4.5 years. There's going to be an area that's going to be uninhabitable forever, essentially, just like Chernobyl. We obviously had an accident here in the U.S., TMI, 3 Mile Island, that wasn't quite as bad. But that's 3, folks. We talk about cost when we have Dominion that still has the proposal for a 3rd unit at North Anna on a known fault line, is documented back in the 70s. VEPCO at the time lied and said there was no faulting. Later it was proven there was. There's an ancient fault that literally goes under the facility that's there right now. In the past month, we've had 6 minor, small earthquakes, all near North Anna. 4 years ago, we had a 5.8 earthquake that shut down Unit 1 and 2. Of course, they said they did their walk-downs, looks okay. But we've had an ongoing tritium leak now for years that exceeds the EPA Clean Energy Plan, clean water levels, but it's on the property and it's not outside the property, so it's okay for right now. Well, I'm telling you right now, there is a push to take from the Clean Energy Plan to push it to what they want to call a low-carbon energy plan. And that's not good, because the nuclear industry wants to grab hold of that and said, we're your answer. But they are not the answer. It's not competitive. It's expensive, it's dangerous, and it's dirty because of the uranium mining and the storage of nuclear waste that's forever. And mind you, folks, Yucca Mountain's not going to happen. Nothing's going to happen with this waste. I attend the meetings. It's going to be staying on site for at least 100 years or more. Now, North Anna 1 and 2 is already located in the Virginia seismic zone. We don't need a 3rd unit there. Dan Weekly this past year with Dominion stated, how much is it going to cost? Far north of $10 billion. Take 13 years to build. Now, the latest word is it's going to be $19 billion. What can we do with that money towards renewables? A lot. We shouldn't take the risk. We shouldn't be bamboozled into spending that kind of money and putting all our eggs in one basket. We need to move towards a distributed grid where that will give us security in the climate that we live in today, and it will also help move us forward with renewables and using energy efficiency. We cannot be bamboozled into this plan of a 3rd nuclear reactor at North Anna. And I'm also part of a coalition of over a dozen environmental groups that are saying no to North Anna, no 3rd reactor at North Anna. Thank you.
Ann Ueda. Hopefully I got that close.
Okay, I didn't really come very super prepared, but I'm a resident of County. I'm representing myself, but also the people that I speak with every day. So I'm all for reducing emissions, first of all, but it's about how we do that. I think the way we should do it is by utilizing landfill waste, but also, reducing the waste, not becoming reliant on that waste, but using it. DC generates 800,000 tons of waste per year. Prince William County generates 300 to 400,000 per year. So just looking at the example in Germany that uses 70,000 tons, they power 500,000 homes by just capturing the biomethane that's generated from the landfill and using other feedstocks like waste, like chicken manure and things like that. But we can use the waste that we produce every day and use it to make materials that we can reuse over and over. And I mean, it's not about buying those materials either, but if we have to, then we should have another alternative that is produced from bio-based sources. And just the other day, for example, I was looking for my friend. He wanted a backpack. And I couldn't find a bio-based backpack for him. I looked on Craigslist, because that's kind of not buying from the store, not supporting fossil fuels. So we ended up, he just cleaned his backpack, he washed it. And I guess I was happy with that. But I mean, I couldn't find another option for him, and I wanted there to be an option, a bio-based option, a sustainable bio-based option. I worked in the sustainability industry for a few years, sustainability field. The Roundtable on Sustainable Biomaterials is the standard that I draw from. They look at soil, water, greenhouse gases, food security, conservation. It's just everything. So that's where I'm looking. But they're in Europe, and Europe is ahead of the game here. They're looking at things like combined heat and power, cogeneration. I think that's a good option for us as well. Just by capturing the methane and using the trash that we generate, the biogenic portion of that trash. But yeah, I think that's really all that I have to say.
Andrew Grigsby.
Good evening. My name is Andrew Grigsby. I'm the interim director of DEQ, Local Energy Alliance Program in Charlottesville. I'm also the secretary of the Virginia Energy Efficiency Council, which is another nonprofit that includes ODEC, it includes Union Power, it includes small environmental consulting firms, it includes nonprofits like DEQ, which I run. And what I do every day is try and help people understand the opportunities and efficiency in renewables. It is well documented and well known that the most cost-effective energy source is efficiency. Even with natural gas at record low prices, we pay 5-6 cents wholesale for kilowatt of power from natural gas plants. Efficiency, a well-run energy efficiency program can produce a megawatt and offset that same kilowatt of power for 2, 3, 4 cents. That's the opportunity. Why not go with the lower cost? Energy efficiency can be at scale. It's done, and I work mostly, I've spent almost 30 years going to folks' houses and speaking to the point of the crawl spaces and the attics. The opportunity is immense. And it's even greater in poor folks' houses, but it's in working class, middle class, mansions, whatever. Any house you go into, there are in your home, extremely, I guarantee you, extremely cost-effective ways for you to save energy. And as a society, we can implement and deploy these at scale to offset whole power plants, multiple power plants. And this is the most cost-effective strategy to implement immediately. These are clean local jobs. They can't be outsourced. Going into folks' homes and businesses. I mean, every building I go into, the first thing I do is look around. I look at the lights. I look at the ductwork. In this building, I shiver. Why are we shivering? Because the AC is oversized and it's cranking to meet the humidity, and they could just be running a dehumidifier. So instead, to keep condensation from forming on the walls, they've got to crank the AC down to, I don't know what, 16 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are throwing away power and money like the waste that was mentioned. And the Clean Power Plan is just the beginning of taking advantage of these opportunities. With LEAP, the Local Energy Alliance program, we also, after 5-6 years of really focusing on energy efficiency, we're now in the renewables game. We are coordinating local solarized campaigns. And it's so exciting how solar's time has come. Even in the Commonwealth of Virginia, that doesn't have the state incentives that North Carolina does, Maryland does,